Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Live here, and I'm not alone. I've got Mr. Jim John.
I'm ready to talk about some money stuff.
Yes. Recently we released a video where we just talked about Pokemon Unite, and we played it, didn't we, John? And yeah. we had a bit of a laugh, didn't we? We enjoyed it.
It's a pretty good time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't out of this world, but, you know, what we played, we enjoyed, and I definitely think it was better with people rather than playing by yourself.
Yeah, it seems like a great accessible point for MOBAs.
Yeah.
If you want to get into League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm or something like that, it seems like a great access point to the genre.
I don't know why you'd want to get into League of Legends. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about the gameplay. The gameplay, we think overall, it's fine. I would say it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really the best descriptor. Not out of this world, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And as you're saying, with friends, it really can be quite fun.
Yeah, and I don't want, sort of people to think that we're attacking the game for what it is, because we are going to be talking about the microtransactions, because I've been doing some research and running some numbers, and it's taken me bloody ages to really hammer down some of these points, but they're points that I think are worth bringing to the attention of you, the lovely people who may well be looking at this game and thinking, aha, I'd like a slice of that, buddy boy. So I want to start off by giving some sort of like foundation to how the currencies work in the game. Because, John, how many currencies do you think there are in the game?
So I've not looked into the depth that you have, but are there like 4 different currencies?
I think you could argue there's definitely 4. You could argue there's 5.
Oh God.
So,
okay.
First of all, you've got the, I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this, Eos, I think it's meant to be pronounced. Eos Coins, which are your standard currency. You know, you earn them for doing battles. It's your standard currency, just like any game. And then you've got your Eos tickets, which are exclusively rewarded for Battle Pass, from Battle Pass and any events and things like that. And you can use those to buy certain items, only certain items. You've got Eos Gems, which are your standard premium currency. You can spend real money to get them. As far as I can tell, there is no free way to obtain them. I've looked through the Battle Pass, I've looked through Leveling Up, I've looked through events. I can't find any way to obtain Eos Gems without paying money. I'm not saying that there isn't a way, I'm just saying that bloomin' heck, I really looked and I can't find it. There is also Eos Energy, which is earned after battles, just like the standard Eos Coins, and they can be used to essentially open a loot box. It's a sort of like a spin wheel thing. It's like energy rewards. You can buy tanks as well to give you more energy. That's going to be a running theme. And that allows you to unlock one of several potential items, including, it's mostly fashion things from what I can see, so, just things to customize your character. Groovy stuff like that. There are also fashion tickets, which... fashion tickets are, from what I can tell, exclusive to Battle Pass prize box. They're rewards from that, which is something that you can only obtain after completing the entire Battle Pass and after obtaining a certain number of Battle Pass points by doing like missions. You can then open one of these boxes. One of the rewards you can get is fashion tickets, and they can be exchanged for fashion items. As far as I'm aware, there's no other way to get them. That's the only way to get them.
You just said so many things. But I guess once you're invested and you're in, you probably don't want to stop, because there's just so many different tiers and factors to unlock and gain. And like, it sounds confusing from the face of it, but I guess once you're actually in there, it's going to make a lot of sense to you. And I kind of went into this and I thought, okay, as long as there is a way to earn coins, it shouldn't be that bad. And I'm sure you have the stats for this, Alex, but I was looking at Gardevoir, who came out yesterday, and there was quite a bit of buzz about Gardevoir. And I was looking at how much is this character? And I noticed to buy Gardevoir is going to cost you like a minimum of £8 to buy them. Or you can use the coins. But the problem with the coins is you can only get 2,100 per week. Is that right?
I must admit, I haven't looked into the coin side of things, because the characters themselves, I've not really been looking into that because they're so clear-cut. You can see the character, you can see how much they're going to cost you. I don't think that's something that's really... I don't want to say hidden, but no, it's fairly obvious. It's not obtuse. So I haven't actually
Sure.
looked into that as it happens.
Well, I'm just looking at it now. So it is 2,100 coins you can earn per week. But the problem is, Gardevoir costs 8,000 coins. So to get Gardevoir, you've got to play this game for 4 weeks, like almost a month. Or you can just buy her for £8. So it's not like you can just casually play the game, because you've got to commit. A month of gameplay is a lot.
That surprises me, because I've already got 6,000 coins.
Interesting. I wonder if there's any like daily bonuses or something. But
There are,
it does say there's a cap on how much you can earn per week.
Yikes. This is including, like, I did all the tutorials and stuff like that, because the tutorials throw money at you like like they're sweets, frankly. But you can only do all the tutorials once, and then, hey, oh.
That's another thing I noticed. A lot of free-to-play games are like, oh, here you go. Have a double money share for starting up. And if you buy your first gems, you actually get double the amount that you got. So your first purchase, if let's say you pay £8 in coins, that would give you essentially £16 in coins. So it definitely seems to let you in quite easily to start with, but it's going to like hold on tight after that.
And those are only the lower, sort of like the lower bundles you can buy. The more expensive bundles don't double. They give you a small bonus, and I don't know if that's permanent, like that number's always there. I kind of assume it is, the way that they've listed it. I don't know why they have, like, I'm going to say it, the £99.99 bundle gives you 6,000 Eos Gems plus 1,100 Eos Gems. And why don't you just list it as 7,100 Eos Gems?
Yeah.
I don't know, but, you know, I would assume, because the way that the initial purchase one is like double the first time you buy it, and the fact that they use a different color and everything, I would like to think that that's just a weird way of giving you, like, saying, hey, it's a bonus. I don't know, though.
I suppose, unless there's lots of bonuses you get from the tutorials at the start, there doesn't seem to be any way right now to legitimately get Gardevoir without paying. Like, you've got to play for another couple of weeks.
Yeah, it looks like it at the moment. But the one thing I do want to touch on is the coins. No, but the Eos tickets and the Eos energy you can pay for essentially with Eos gems. You can either, with the Eos energy, you can buy like energy tanks that can be used to raise your energy and everything like that. And with Eos tickets, you can exchange gems for tickets. So once again, the premium currency is able to wheedle its way in to other areas of the game where it looks like that, oh no, it's a different currency, it's fine, which is a little bit wobbly in my eyes.
Yeah, as you were kind of touching on too, this goes far beyond just the playable Pokemon. You can adjust your stats with this stuff.
Yes, may I enter this portion of the video? Because I've got numbers coming out my ears.
Okay, alright. I'm rubbing my hands together.
Okay, so there are these things called held items in the game, and you unlock them as you progress and everything like that, and you don't need to necessarily buy them, but you can, and you can buy them using the standard currency, or you can use, I think, Eos tickets, which can be bought using Eos Gems. But you use these held items, and they give you bonuses. They give you bonuses to your stats, which, okay, you know, sort of everyone has access to them, and everyone can use them. The problem really arises when you can enhance them, you can upgrade them using item enhancers, which is another item. You could even argue, in a way, it's a currency, because it can only be used to upgrade items. And you buy this currency using Eos tickets. And when you play through the game and everything, you do get some free item enhancers. You absolutely do. In fact, I've got the grand total down here, which I'll tell you in a little bit. But you use these item enhancers, and it allows you to increase the rank or the effectiveness of your held items. And they also have like varying tiers as well. So you've got like a level 1 tier, a level 10 tier, and a level 20 tier. And they go up all the way to rank 30, but those tiers give you like additional bonuses. For example, I believe Muscle Band. And this again is a bit of an awkward thing in my mind. The description for Muscle Band is when a basic attack hits, the damage is increased by 1% of the opponent's opposing HP. So let's say you've got 100, we'll say 1,000 just for the sake of ease. If your enemy's got 1,000 HP and you take off 1%, you can take off an additional 10 damage for that first hit, and then it's going to go down as the remaining HP goes down, which is marginally complicated enough in and of itself. But then when you get to level 10 with that goes up to 2%, and then when you get to rank 20, that goes up to 3%.
Oh, this really does add up.
And also it increases the damage, I think. Every 2 ranks you increase the muscle band. It increases your attack, your base attack. Just also deals 1 additional damage at first, and then when you get to rank 3, it does 2 additional damage, and so on and so forth, until you get to rank 30 when it does an additional 15 damage per attack. Those aren't big numbers in the grand scheme of things, but when you consider that that's every attack, it adds up.
Absolutely. So this is possible without paying, right? It'll just take a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the battle passes will change over time, and I think, yeah, because you can get Eos tickets and things like that through other means like the battle pass and things like that. And as I said before, you do get free item enhancers, but I will get onto that. But first, I want to let you know how many item enhancers do you think, John, it takes to get one of your held items up to rank 30?
Oh god, I don't even know. I was going to say 30, but I guess not. How much is it?
Well, it takes... it's a sort of a cumulative thing. The amount that they increase by for each rank to go up is not exponential, but it feels like it. It takes you a grand total of 2,587 item enhancers to reach max rank on a single held item.
So I was wrong with 30. God, that's huge.
Yep, and let's say for argument's sake, before we get into the free ones, because you do get free ones, I do want to reiterate, you do get free item enhancers, and you can buy them using EOS tickets. If you were to use 10, it requires 10 tickets per item enhancer to buy them, but if you don't have any EOS tickets, you can use, surprise, surprise, you can use EOS Gems to quote-unquote buy the tickets and get the item enhancer that way. And as it works out, 1 Eos Gem will get you 10 tickets, which means 1 Eos Gem will get you 1 item enhancer. John, do you want to know how much money you have to spend in order to get 1 item in one held item to max rank without using any of the free item enhancers?
This is such a rabbit hole. Just tell me, how much is it?
£38.99.
Oh, the biggest problem is, if you're not paying anything, if you're trying to play this game for free, you're not going to get to that stage for like a year.
No.
But in the meantime, people who are paying are there right now. So there's just this imbalance. If you're not trying to pay anything, you're playing against people who potentially are, and they'll be able to take you down far easier, and there's just nothing that you can do about that.
Yeah, and I mean, you could argue that the percentages aren't exorbitant, and they're not, but they're enough that certainly in like high-level matches and things like that, like if you've got an entire team of enemies that are all using fully ranked held items, they are inherently going to have a significant advantage over you.
Yeah, it's like, let's say if Halo has pay-to-win elements, which it doesn't, but let's say it does. Like, let's say your battle rifle will kill someone in 4 hits, whereas someone else will kill them in 5 hits. That's a difference. That's a significant difference.
Yeah. I've actually managed to, using held items, admittedly, I've not paid money, so I've only been able to get, like, one of the items. Like, I got the muscle band and what are they called? The wise glasses, I think? The muscle band's up to rank 8, and the wise glasses are up to rank 4. And I've been able to defeat an enemy APOM, so low level, a wild APOM, that's much more accurate. I've been able to defeat it in 1 less hit using just standard, using special attacks and standard attacks, using base rank Bulbasaur.
I feel like we've experienced this too. During our initial gameplay run, either I'm making excuses or this actually happened, but someone seems to take me down really quickly, like far quicker than any other player, and I have a big feeling that they were using enhancers.
Yeah, and that's an element of the game. I can't blame individuals for using that. But John, do you know how many held items are in the game?
I don't. How many are there?
16!
16. Okay, and they cost, what was it, like £34 to max out?
Well, no, $38.99, and that's
Okay.
that's buying, because obviously all of the Eos gems are bought in bundles. But as it happens, if you buy more, if you spend more, you get more for your money. They work out cheaper per pound, as it were, or cheaper per Eos gem, rather.
Right, so do you have the stats on how much it costs to max out each and every one of them?
You know I do, John. It takes 41,392 item enhancers to get all 16 held items up to maximum rank without using any free ones, because that's, I don't know, in the future they may well give others away for free, so it doesn't really feel fair to start including that. But I have got notes, I have got footnotes and everything, but it requires that many, and in order to get that, you need to buy a chunk of Eos Gems, which is 42,600 Eos Gems, which you can't buy. You have to buy six. 6,000 plus 1,100 Eos Gems bundles, which are £99.99 each, which brings you to £599.94.
And that's the cheapest possible outcome of
That's
that.
the cheapest possible outcome without using free ones, yeah.
God. I guess realistically, you're not going to be maxing out every single held item. You'll probably stick to
No, absolutely not.
a couple of them.
This is a simulation. This is looking at the extreme examples.
Yeah, but still, that's a ton though, because you probably aren't going to stick to just the one. You're going to want to experiment a bit, maybe change up your play style. So you're probably not going to spend £500, but
600,
you might spend
John.
quite a bit.
600.
You might not spend £600, but you're probably still looking at a pretty beefy sum if you want to just dive in with the best possible stats.
Yeah, but as I said before, there are free item enhancers out there. There are. So I've looked through the Battle Pass. I've looked through leveling up as well, but because you get them through leveling up, you get them through the Battle Pass. And I found out how many free item enhancers you get. Would you like to know how many that is?
I would be delighted to know.
It is, this is not including EOS tickets, which you can also get for free and can be used, therefore, to buy item enhancers. Item enhancers alone, you get 1,585 item enhancers, which is enough to get one of your held items up to rank 26.
So that doesn't sound too bad.
No, but you have to complete the entire battle pass and get to level 40.
Okay, that's sounding much worse now, yeah. That's the thing, it's the commitment. You have to do so much to get through this.
Yeah.
I also saw someone who spent some money on something, only for, I think it was a Pokemon they got, only for that to be part of a daily reward the next day. So some of these things are just given away.
Yeah, and, sort of absolutely, free stuff for the free players is really good, but it does mean that you have to be careful with this sort of thing, and I think that's the major message we want to give through. I'm not saying don't buy anything in Pokemon Unite, because if you're enjoying the game and you do want, to buy more Pokemon and stuff like that, it's your money to spend how you wish. But my God, be careful, because this is a rabbit hole, and it's terrifying to think how much money people can spend. Only this morning, I happened to read a comment on Reddit, somebody replying to something about Pokemon Go, and they said that they spend about $100 a month on Pokemon Go. I don't even know how you spend $100 a month on Pokemon Go. Probably, buying coins, buying raid passes and remote raid passes and things like that, but how? I mean, I've spent like a $5, maybe £10 on Pokemon Go, and that was in the first year, and I think I just needed some Pokeballs.
Pokemon Go is one of those games where if you want to play, you can just go out and go to Pokestops. There's no need to spend money. And with Pokemon Unite, there's some things that I understand. I mean, it's a free-to-play game. Of course there's going to be some monetization.
Yeah.
I think, like, the Cinderace as a pirate, I think that's a fair cosmetic. Like, cosmetically, there's a lot of stuff in this game that I'm okay with. It's when you get into actually imbalancing the gameplay with money. That's the main problem. That's where it's not free to play, that's where it's pay to win.
Yeah, and that's the area that this is edging into. And it's really dangerous, because there are so many free-to-play games out there that do have monetization and things like that, microtransactions. I hate to use it as an example because it's such a stereotype, but Fortnite, you have all these things, you have all these microtransactions, but every single one of them is entirely cosmetic and doesn't affect the gameplay. You could maybe argue that, sort of if you're wearing cosmetics that blend in with the background more, you're harder to see, but that's as far as it goes. There's nothing that means that you get better items. At least that's not how it was when I, looked into it God knows how long ago. Things may have changed, but the most free-to-play games that I think are super popular, or at least a lot of them, have only have these cosmetic things. They don't have stat enhancers.
Even the Pokémon, I don't take major issue with. I think limiting the coins to like 2,000 a week, that makes it very, very slow. But as long as you can get them eventually through normal means, and you have other Pokemon you can play as who can be just as good in different circumstances, I think that's acceptable to an extent.
Yeah.
It's just when you can boost them. That just really turns it up, though.
Yeah. There's one final point I want to make as well, and this is really this is just purely a warning. There is the way that Pokemon attack in this game is that there are two kinds of attack, very much like the main Pokemon games. There is standard attacks, and there are physical, as they're generally referred to, and there's special attacks. Some Pokemon use exclusively special attacks, and some Pokemon use exclusively physical attacks. So essentially the Pokemon has a typing in that sense. Right. There are some items, like the Wise Glasses, that boost special attack, which are useless for certain Pokemon. So, and the thing is that that's, you sort of think, well, okay, you just need to know. As far as I can tell, I've really looked in the game to find a distinction, see, sort of Venusaur has, does special attacks, and Charizard does physical attacks. I have really looked in the game, and maybe it's in there somewhere, but I am looking for it and I cannot find it. That I don't think is good enough. When there is that kind of distinction, because, sort of special attack, you sort of think, well, I've got my standard attack, which is holding A, and I've got my special attacks, which are pressing, sort of L, R, or ZL, or ZR, and ZL. I really don't think that's clear enough. I really don't think that is.
Quite a lot of it feels rather hidden, I'd say. Like, not just that, I mean, like, when you go to buy something, with all these different currencies, it can be confusing. And sometimes you click on something, and maybe someone will think, I don't want to deal with all this, I'll just do it, Because there's just so many layers upon layers, and it can get confusing. I can see people giving in to that.
Yeah, honestly, I think that final thing, the only reason I know about this is, and the only reason I have the total numbers, is thanks very much to ᵐᵒⁿᵉʰ.net, which is honestly a fantastic website that I use fairly frequently, and credit where credit is due. They found all this stuff out, I haven't. And, or at least I ran the numbers, but they had the initial numbers to begin with. And things like specifying that Charizard does physical attacks. Without that, I would never have known that. I would never have known.
You gotta feel sorry for Joe, though, because he's gotta cover all this stuff.
Yeah.
Which means he has to get all this stuff.
Does he spend money? Or does he just... I mean, to be fair, he seems to be able to complete the Pokemon games in, 4.5 minutes.
He has a special gift.
He does.
He doesn't need to spend money. He just has access. He can do it.
But yeah, so that's the takeaway. I've said it before. I want to say it again. The takeaway from this is not absolutely don't buy it. Rah, 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 rah. It's think about it. Be cautious. Look into things. Make an informed decision. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, and have fun. If the game's not fun anymore, if you feel it is imbalanced, then that's probably just the cue to stop. But I had fun playing it, and I don't feel like this can ruin the game all the time. It's just some circumstances. And maybe if you're just playing with friends too, that can really make it a lot better. Because then you don't have those variables of maybe someone is paying to win, because you can trust who you're playing with. So there's definitely circumstances in where the game can still be a lot of fun.
But yes, well, there you go. That's our deep dive into the microtransactions, or semi-deep dive, our knee-high paddle into the microtransactions of Pokemon Unite. Let us know what you think of this situation by leaving a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you run some numbers on that subscribe button, and be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
Oh, Weedle? I'm gonna buy him. He's kawaii.
I actually really like Weedle.
Yeah, he's kawaii.
Oh.